Hey friends, today I am doing a chatty get ready with me, sharing with you guys what products I have been loving right now and also a before and after with my hair because I'm getting ready to head off to the hair salon to get something done with my hair. I know that on camera it probably doesn't look that bad, but in real life and especially in pictures, because I've been letting my roots grow out since the beginning of the year, my hair basically looks like it's half like brown, half blonde. I feel like on camera it doesn't look as bad as it does in real life, but in pictures it literally looks like I'm half and half. And so I've been needing to go to the salon and get this fixed, but this is the color that I'm rocking. And at the very end of the video, I'll come back and show you guys what we did with my hair. And then let me turn around so you guys can see the back of it. So this is what the back of my hair looks like. This has been one of my favorites, like illuminating primers. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. I'll probably do an intro, but if I don't and I just like start the video off, I'm gonna be sharing all of my favorites, like my current favorite makeup products that I've been loving. Also, I want to zoom you guys in so you can see the products a little bit better on my face. But yeah, I just love this one. The shade that I use is in 903, which is actually the medium shade. But I just like this tone of the Glotion than the other ones. I feel like the other ones are like a little too light. And like once I get my foundation and everything on, like it doesn't look too dark or anything. But today it's slightly a little bit overcast outside. And I think I mentioned this in one of my other get ready with me's, but anytime it's overcast, I like to use more glowy products on my skin. I just feel like my skin looks a lot better. And I bet you guys could not guess what my favorite foundation has been lately. Revlon Color Stay, the one and only. I feel like I do have other foundations in my collection, but I just keep coming back to Revlon Color Stay. I just love the finish of this foundation. Like it's not too matte, it's not too dewy, and it is the most long wearing foundation for me. So I just pumped some on the back of my hand there. And then I'm just taking my dampened Wet n Wild makeup sponge and just blending that on top of this Glotion. But I know that this foundation is full coverage, but honestly, you can make it not as full coverage if you just apply a really light layer of it. But I actually still enjoy like a pretty full coverage foundation. I don't know. I just like the way my skin looks better with a more full coverage foundation. Sometimes in the summer, I will wear lighter, like more lightweight foundations just because I don't like the feel of a super heavy foundation on my face, or, you know, if I'm going to be outside a lot, especially at the pool, or like if we're going to be hiking or at the park or something, I don't want to feel like I have a heavy layer of foundation on. And then for concealer, I have been testing out the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I had used this previously, but I did not have the right shade, and so I didn't like it, and I wasn't for sure what shade to pick up. So I did a little bit more research, and I ended up picking up this color in Light Sand, and I also picked up the shade in, I think it's Light Peach. So I have both of these, and it seems like the one I've been reaching for the most is Light Sand. I find that that one seems like it matches me the best right now. So I'm just going to apply that, and I've actually really been enjoying this, and I can totally see how this is a dupe to Tarte Shape Tape. And you guys know how much I've been loving Tarte Shape Tape, so I wanted to give this another try and figure out like what shade was going to be the right shade for me. And I also just ordered several products from Ulta, some new products and some products that are just like new to me. I'm going to be filming a get ready with me, like testing new products out video soon once those come in. But I ordered the e.l.f., I think it's like the creamy camo concealer or whatever that one's called. So it's weird because the shades on the two different concealers, like they are different. They're not the same. So hopefully I got like the right shade for me. I think I ordered like a couple because I wasn't for sure which one was going to match me the best. So I will also be testing that concealer out to see how I feel about that one. But yeah, this one is really long wearing, very full coverage. And I've just been absolutely loving this concealer. I picked up some of the e.l.f. HD setting powder, and I used to love their HD under eye setting powder, but I wanted to just give the regular setting powder a try and see how I felt about that. And I've actually been liking this to set the under eye area. Very lightweight and just kind of smooths out that area a little bit. Then for setting powders, I have been getting back into my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable. You guys know that this is a holy grail product for me, and I just love this powder. It has some coverage to it, so I have been using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless like finish powder. And I also really enjoy that powder as well, but that one doesn't really have any extra coverage like this powder does. And yeah, so if you want a super full coverage look, I definitely recommend this powder. And the shade that I use in this is in Soft Ivory. See, I feel like that just made everything look so like airbrushed and flawless. The bronzer that I've been loving is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It, and this is in the medium shade. I used to use the light one all the time. Like, as you can see, like I've really hit pan on this one. The lid kind of broke off. But this bronzer is, like, it's more cool toned than the medium. And I've just been into a really warm bronzer look. So I decided to try out the medium one and see if I would like the finish of this and see if it was like closer to my Charlotte Tilbury powder, like the color of this one. So like if I hold this up to my Charlotte Tilbury one, like the tone is close. The L'Oreal one is maybe like a little bit more, like has a little bit more reddish or pink sort of undertones, and this is a little bit more yellow. But they are very close in undertone. The L'Oreal one does have a little bit of a satin finish to it. And I've just been enjoying this bronzer so much. It is like my new favorite drugstore bronzer. And I know in one of my Get Ready With Me's, I asked you guys like what your favorite bronzers are right now, like drugstore bronzers, but like I still haven't even posted that Get Ready With Me yet. So I don't even know what your all's recommendations are quite yet, but I just decided to pick up this L'Oreal one and give it a try. So if maybe you haven't tried this one, or maybe if you tried the light shade and it was like not the right undertone for you, like, and you need a more warm tone bronzer, definitely try out medium, because it's not too dark for somebody with a fair skin tone. So just really love the finish on it and the tone of it. It's just a beautiful bronzer. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows before I finish like the rest of my face and do like my eye makeup and everything. But I've been going back and forth between the e.l.f. Brow Lift and the e.l.f. Clear, like the clear brow and lash mascara. On days when I want my brows to look more natural, I will just use this product. And on days when I want my eyebrows to look more laminated, I'll use this. So I think today I'll use the Brow Lift. And I'm just going to get some of this. I'm using the e.l.f. Brow Lift applicator with this product, and I've also been really enjoying this applicator. It applies this product so nicely and easily. And then like once you get your eyebrows like brushed out, then you'll flip the tool over and use the other side to kind of like press them down. For my eyelids, I've still been loving the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Sin. This is just a big favorite for me. I love the Urban Decay Primer Potions, and I really like the shade. It's just a beautiful color that if you didn't want to wear any other eyeshadows, you could just throw this on your eyelids and it just looks pretty. But it also works really well underneath eyeshadows. I'm going to use a little bit of this bronzer in my crease. I'm just going to be doing a very easy and simple eye look today. I'm going to take this Sigma E45, which is another big favorite. Love this brush. And I'm just going to run some of this bronzer on the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go back to my eyebrows, and I'm just going to use my NYX micro brow pencil to kind of fill in my eyebrows a little bit. But like as you can see, like that product, it never really holds my brows up as much as I would like for it to. They do tend to kind of fall down. All right, and then one of the blush products I've been loving is this LA Girl Just Blushing blush in the color Just Playful. It's a really pretty, just mauve pink, like a matte mauve pink. But these LA Girl blushes are so good. I want to get more of these. Like, they're so affordable and just beautiful blushes. I'm going to take just a little bit of this and put this in my crease, just to warm things up some more. I've just been into such a good, like, warm makeup look. Like, warm mauves, warm bronzy colors. City Mini Palette and Chill Brunch Neutrals. I really enjoy the light colored shade in here. It's very cracked and I'm afraid it's gonna fall out of the pan. I like dropped this once and it like cracked it. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that color and put that on my brow bone. But it's really pigmented, as you can see. But yeah, I feel like nobody ever talks about these Maybelline City Mini palettes, and they are like drugstore gems. They are so good. At least Chill Brunch Neutrals and Rooftop Bronzes. And then I'm gonna take, maybe I'll take this. I almost feel like I want to go in with my Milani. You guys know how much I love that. My Brow Fix Brow Kit, the highlight shade. But this is such a beautiful, like, white cream matte shade. Okay. It's like, and then for the lid, I was debating on what color I want to use, but I might end up using this shade in the Maybelline City Mini palette. I know I used that in another Get Ready With Me as my lid shade, so I'm like, do I want to use that? Is that like too redundant? I don't know. Like this shade in this palette is also really pretty in Chill Brunch Neutrals, so maybe I'll use this to like switch things up so I'm not using the same products all the time in my Get Ready With Me videos. So I'm just going to pack that color on this Wet n Wild concealer brush, and then I'm just going to mist it with my MAC Fix Plus, just any makeup setting spray. And that is just going to intensify this eyeshadow. I've showed you guys that trick before. But this is such a beautiful, like, rose gold color. I'm going to go in with the other City Mini palette in Rooftop Bronzes, and I'm going to use this dark shade right here. And we'll just flip this concealer brush over to the other side that was clean. And I'm just going to pat a little bit of this out here. You do have to be careful with these Maybelline eyeshadows because they can have some fallout. So I usually like to do these eyeshadow looks with these palettes before I do my foundation, just to ensure that if there is any fallout, I can just clean it up before I do my foundation. And then I'm just taking this Morphe M433 brush and just kind of blending the edge. And I'm just going back with that brush that I used to blend the bronzer in my crease, and I'm just kind of blending that out. Such a beautiful eye look. Love this. And I'm gonna take a little bit more of that dark brown, and I'm just gonna run a little bit of it right out here. Okay, and then a highlight I've been loving besides my The Balm Mary Luminizer is this Milani highlight, their baked highlight in Dulce Perla. Also, I just enjoy saying that, Dulce Perla. I don't know. I like how it rolls off the tongue. Then for once, I think I'm actually going to skip the Benefit Highbrow. Like, I have been loving this in my waterline, but I'm going to skip that today because I'm actually enjoying the way that this looks without that. And I'm going to go ahead and mist my face before I do like my mascara and do my lips and all that. Just going to use my Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow Setting Spray just because I want my foundation and everything to look a little bit more glowy. And there's actually a lot of mascaras that I've been enjoying. Like, I've been loving all of my L'Oreal voluminous, like, colored mascaras that I have, which I know that some of these colored mascaras, like, I have dark green, burgundy, and I also have like dark purple, I think, or maybe it's dark violet, deep violet. And I know that in particular the purple and the green one, they're pretty dark and you almost can't even tell that they are colored mascaras. I do still enjoy them though, because I've been into mascaras that are a little bit more soft than black. Not that I haven't worn black mascara, but I only wear black if I'm doing like a super dark eye makeup look. And I haven't really been doing those too much, especially, you know, on a day-to-day basis. Like if I'm doing everyday makeup, I only am wearing that when I'm doing like these makeup tutorials for you guys. So mostly I've been enjoying the burgundy mascara, my Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Volume Sky High Mascara in True Brown. This other one by this brand called Just Redheads, and it is in the color Ginger Auburn. This is also a really pretty color, which I got this from Amazon. I can't remember if I mentioned that. And another brown mascara that I really like is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes in brown. So I think I might use this one today. And I ordered from Ulta the Too Faced Chocolate, like Better Than Sex chocolate mascara. I've been very curious about that one. So we'll see my thoughts on that once it arrives. And it's like, I do like this Tarte one, but in a lot of ways, I think I still prefer my Maybelline Sky High mascara in True Brown. I feel like it is like the perfect brown mascara, at least in my eyes. And I think I'm actually going to apply this Just for Redheads one on my lower lash line. It's a very like natural looking mascara. For lips, let's see what I want to do. For lipstick favorites, like I have been enjoying this Maybelline Vinyl Ink in Cheeky, and one of you guys asked me if this stays glossy on your lips, and it does. I feel like the videos I have seen on this where people do like wear tests, like I feel like on some people it lasts for a really long time, but for me it lasts basically until I eat something. So if you didn't eat anything all day, it probably would last you like 16 hours, but if you eat something, it basically wears off the middle and you have to reapply it, which I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't shake mine up enough, because I never really shake it very much. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wears good, but it's not as crazy as some people make it out. I wore this Milani lipstick in Teddy Bear the other day, and I really liked the way that that looked. So I think I might wear that with this MAC lip pencil in, well, this is an Oak, but I want to use Whirl. Yeah, here's Whirl, which I might need to sharpen this. But it is a beautiful mauve, like a 90s mauve. Which sometimes I'll just wear this lip pencil on its own because it is so pretty. But I'm going to put a little bit of this Teddy Bear on my lips, which, I don't know, I kind of want a lighter color in the middle. So maybe I won't use that. Let's see. I might just take a little bit of gloss, this lip gloss from Soap and Glory, their Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss in Bare Enough. Which I don't know, do they still make this? Another thing that would have been really pretty is this Burt's Bees Lip Shimmer in Peony. Yeah, I would say you could probably just skip that lip gloss and just go in with the lip shimmer. So I finally just got back home from my hair appointment, and this is my after. We just put my natural hair color throughout the rest of my hair. So I know it probably looks quite a bit darker, but this is my natural color. We didn't do anything to like the roots of my hair, and she blended it so well. Like, I feel like you can't even tell like where my actual like my roots are and where the dyed part is. Like, she did such a good job, and she kind of like weaved out some of the blonde pieces, and she dyed it like a color that was like a shade lighter than my natural, so it has a little bit of dimension. It's like so naturally like weaved in there that it just looks like, you know, the natural hair color. You can't really tell that there's any like lighter pieces, but it just looks so beautiful, and it is exactly what I wanted. So I am so thrilled with it. So thanks so much, Jessie. And she did do a slight trim on my hair, but just so you guys can see the color really good. Just try to get it. So beautiful. And she said that like this hair color is like a level, I believe a level 6. which is just like a light brown, a light golden brown. And then this is the back, so you guys can see the back. But yeah, I am super thrilled with this new hair color. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this get ready with me where I showed a before and after with my hair. If you enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all after this car goes by. I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.